Hello, and once again, good evening. I know it's been a while. I've taken the time to have bedside, a bedside chat in the bed with you. I don't have the strength or the energy to put on a show and to get dressed and to stage a video. I am almost like an invalid having to speak to you from my bed. And that's powerful now. When you can address your audience from your bed, when you can reach out to your people, to your followers, to your believers, and to the unbelievers alike, and to the avenging army of Fansama Kandal, and to the Voodoo Warrior movement, you know that is powerful. And that is why they put you on a watch list. That is why they put you on a hit list. And to those of you who have been paying attention, you know that I was taken incommunicado on the 27th of June, 2023, around 11:15, 11:30 a.m. right here on my porch in my home in Plano. I was forcibly taken and brought to a hospital for mental evaluation. Apparently, if you can speak, if you can read and write, if you can communicate, if you can file legal briefs, you're a dangerous Jew, you're a dangerous nigger Jew, you're dangerous whatever they think I am. And the best way to get you, if you are not a criminal, if you're not a felon, then let's see, like in the days of the Soviet Union, in the days of Romania, like in China, like in North Korea, let's take Peter Lander and get him certified and take away his rights against his will. And so the Plano Police Department came to my home and took me incommunicado when a Chinese man was the one who attacked me in my own place and told me this house, there's no way this is your house. You know, live here. You cannot own this house. And when I called the police, if I was a white man and I had said, if that man don't get off my way, I'm going to shoot him, nothing would have happened to me. But that good officer, whatever his name is, I don't remember it because he didn't make an impression on me, but I know he remembers me. The same way he kept saying, J. Lander, and I have told you all I'm a very superstitious man. I may have forgiven in the past, but I have not forgotten. The first time you did this to me, I took a picture from my front door standing up of what was happening in front of my abode. And you send the police to me. Today, all of these neighbors around here, all these pedophiles, neighbors, have cameras on the perimeter of their homes or their houses, taking pictures of little boys and of little girls. And even the pedophile board of directors installed cameras at the pool, because the first incident occurred at the pool when a lady came up to me and said, who are you? What you doing here? I see you have video. Where you come from? And you have video and there are children here. Little, and I don't want to insult nobody, but who are these children? I'm a 60-year-old man. You know my record. But what and who are these children going to turn out to be? Some of them will become LGBTQRSTUI+. Some of them will become mass murderers. Some of them will be terrorists. Some of them will be prostitutes, drug addicts, and will even kill themselves by ingesting fentanyl. But here I was, a man that was driven in August of 2013. And the Plano police came after me for shooting a video at my pool when everybody else who was there had a camera. Because today everybody is a photographer. The only thing is they don't know how to use a real camera, and they believe the phone is a camera. This is the level of ignorance that our society has fallen to. So today I just want you to know I'm still with you. I'm still amongst the living. I'm still strong like a raging young bull. And I'm still not afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die because there are worse things than dying. And that's what the Plano police tried to do to me on the 27th of June. They tried to do to me something that was worse than killing me. They tried to have me committed. Committed. Do I look crazy to you? Well, listen, all great leaders are crazy. Hitler was crazy. Stalin was crazy. Mao Zedong was crazy. Fidel Castro was crazy. Daniel Ortega is crazy. Donald Trump is crazy. So I am in good company. Why would you think any different of me than you do of Donald, our dear leader? I like to wear this hat to show my support for law enforcement because I am a man of law and order and a supporter of law enforcement, and I send money. When I get that card in the mail that says to support the Plano Police Department, I always send at least $100. No, I don't know where that money goes. There's so many schemes and scams, share the load, bear the load, that say they're helping wounded warriors. They say they're helping the families of the fallen police officers. We don't know for sure who's getting that money. And most likely the executives of these organizations are milking it out in their salaries like they do with the Salvation Army. It never reaches the people to whom it's supposed to go to. But I want to tell you tonight, regardless of what has happened, I still support law enforcement. I still believe in law enforcement. I still believe in the rules and the laws of the United States of America. And while the Constitution of the United States of America, the First Amendment, the right to feel safe in your own home, and I believe that's the Fourth Amendment, and to feel secure and not to come under search and seizure without a warrant, which occurred to me on the 27th of June, 2023. I want you to know that I still believe in justice and in the cause of the United States of America, and I believe and I know that I'm going to get justice for what has happened. In addition to that, I want you to understand that they took me to a hospital. If I try to go to a hospital, they ask me what's my name. Well, they don't even ask me my name. First, they ask me what's my insurance. Then they tell me if they take or don't take my insurance. And if I have no insurance, they won't see me. But the Plano police took me to the Methodist Hospital in Richardson, and I didn't admit myself. I didn't sign the paper, and if I did, I was not under my right state of mind or body and under duress. I was coerced. I didn't provide them with insurance information, but somehow I received a bill for $10,000. $10,000. I could have used that to go on a vacation to Europe, to Asia, or to Africa. And tonight I want you to know there are worse things than dying. And if you live in fear of death, you're damn eyes. Because if ever you become disabled, and this is almost like I'm disabled, right? I have to speak to you from bed. But I'm not. I'm able-bodied and of sound mind. I'm of able body of sound mind. I'm strong like a young raging bull, and I am ready. I am ready for any and all eventualities, because there is no leader among us, nobody who is truly claiming to want to lead, because as I've told you before, a state is never gifted upon you. A state is not gifted to you. Power is not gifted to you. These are things that you have to take, and if necessary, you have to fight for it and acquire it by force. Today, our beloved state of Israel, the nation of Israel, is in turmoil because one individual, Bibi Netanyahu, has decided He wants to have dictatorial powers similar to Donald Trump, and he is destroying the democracy of the Jewish people. But that is a subject we'll have to address under separate cover. But I want you to pay attention to this evolving issue of concern in the world. But I come to tell you, I'm still here, I'm still free, and I will exercise my rights to freedom, because when you don't exercise a right, you lose it. And I want to tell the city of Plano, I want to tell the Plano Police Department that that sinister and evil plot that they engaged in the 27th of June 2023, those who were physically involved, God will visit justice upon them, and the city itself will be called to account. And always remember that no one stays on top forever. Greg Russian didn't stay on top forever, nor did Glasscock, nor will any other one of you. Not the city manager, not the chief of police, not the police officer who took me against my will. You will not have the power of the badge, the power of the gun forever. One day, it will be taken from you. It will be taken from you by nature. It will be taken from you by whatever. You know, I've been up all night. I had to write several legal briefs last night because I have struggles here, I have struggles there, and I have struggles everywhere. A luta continua. The fight continues. The children of Israel, whose God never sleeps or never slumbers, never runs away from a fight. And this Sephardic Jew that you're looking at will never run away from a fight. Everybody says, oh, Peter, you just like trouble. Well, Peter means the rock, and Emmanuel means God is with us. So if the rock is within me and God is within me, what else must I do but stand up and fight? The world does not respect the weak. The world does not respect the coward. And if you do not resist and you do not fight, you will be trampled upon. It's better to be killed standing up than to die bending on your knees. And therefore I'm here, I'm back. The war continues. A luta continua means the struggle continues. It means the fight continues. It means the war continues. And when we repeat it in memory of Samora Machel, the liberator from Mozambique, and repeat it in memory of François Macandal, who created the incidents that led to the defeat of the French and to Napoleon. Besides, of course, Russia, you know, they went against Russia the same way Joe Biden thinks he can go against Russia and he can win. But I come to you because it's been a while, and this is just for entertainment purposes. And to those of you who are monitoring my channel and who are looking at my broadcasts, thank you for looking in. Whether you are with law enforcement or you're just a member of the flock, or a follower, a believer, and one who longs to join the conquering army of Macandal. No different from the Stern Gang, no different from all the indigenous groups that led to the creation of the great state of Israel. And those of you who curse and hate Israel, God is going to curse you and God is going to condemn you. Now tonight, as I've always admonished you, if you choose to drink, drink at home. Now listen, I feel very insecure, very insecure. Even if I said to you, have a drink at your house, I feel at any time these people can just come and break my door down and detain me for whatever reason they choose. Maybe they don't like something I say in a video. Maybe they don't like how I look. As you know, we are at war. When you're in war, you don't have time to shave. When you're in war, you don't have time to sleep. When artillery is falling and bombs are dropping It is not silent enough for you to sleep. The majority of people who are on drugs are in the military, the US military, the Chinese military, the Russian military, the Israeli military, because in order to fly a plane and fly it halfway across the world, you have to stay awake and to stay awake. And Hitler is the one who first created these drugs to give to us. Hitler was a hell of a scientist, and the Germans a hell of a group of people. You cannot keep the good Germans down. I don't care what you think and what you say, the Germans are it. Anyway, as always, this is our brand, right? What is it? Voodoo Ranger IPA. And I would like to say you should feel safe having a beer in your house or in your home and in your bed. But given what happened to me on the 27th, when I was at the front door, and the gentlemen, they are gentlemen, they were very polite and acted like they were my friends, but I knew they were the enemies. They could have just said, you know, the situation has dissipated, you can go into your home. The man went back. Everybody's asking me, how did he appear from? No, he was there all the time. I started videoing them late because I didn't realize the conspiracy they were about to engage in. And they took the words, and the dispatch took the words of a Chinese stranger. And that man name, let me tell you what his name is. He worked for Dallas Custom Roofing. I believe he's a principal in the company. Alan Wu, ALLANWU. Alan Wu came up to me and told me, this no my house, no way you live here. This house no belong to you. He called 911. He told them all that, and 911 believed him. I believe the officers who came here themselves, they don't live the way I live. They don't have property the way I have property. They really don't know anything about me. A lot of people don't know anything about me, except that I'm a prophet and that I'm working on building an army, and we do have a secret army. And when the time comes, and the time will come, a time will come when the army of Macandal will have to show its face. You see, many of those peoples, right, the Negro peoples, are lost and they need a prophet. You see, your prophet doesn't always, you see, Jesus is a Jewish man who is the king of the Jews, and he is now the God of all the Christians of the world. And most Christians don't know that Jesus is a Jew, the Nazarene. So all I'm saying to you now is that sometimes a prophet is never accepted by his own people, and a good man is never honored in his own time. You know, it is said that Muhammad had to go to another village to find followers before he came back and conquer the village he was in. In the time of Jesus, he was rejected by the Jewish people, and then the Romans oppressed him and crucified him, and eventually the Romans would adopt his principles and make it into their state religion. And today Christianity is in the East and it's in the West. And you have the Western Orthodox and you have the Eastern Orthodox, and you have all different sectarian groups of Christians, as you do Muslims and Jews all over the world. So do not doubt for one moment that we will not realize the vision that I have and that I've spoken into being, including the vision that justice, in the sense that no one stays on top forever, will come to those who have tried to harm and done harm to me. And that $10,000 bill from the hospital, the city of Plano has to step in and pay for it, because I did not ask to go to the hospital, and that is money I could use for other types of medical care that I do need and which is necessary. With that being said, I feel very insecure. I don't even feel secure when I go to bed at night. I have to take different types of sleeping medications together with some Voodoo Ranger IPA to fall asleep. And even then, I don't fall asleep. Last night, or like this morning, I might have gotten to bed about 3:30, and I was awakened in the early morning by a telephone call from one of my soldiers in a foreign country on their way to do a mission for me, and to confirm that they had received the funds, the money necessary to undertake that mission. You see, you cannot send people to war and to do your bidding for you without money. Money is the foundation of freedom. Money is necessary for all war and for all revolution. Therefore, I know you've missed me, and you know we can talk and talk and talk, and I can just go on and on and on. So I'm going to make it short. I'm going to let you know that I feel very insecure. I feel that the Constitution of the United States does not apply to me. As a matter of fact, I feel it applies more to the undocumented immigrants that are working in my neighborhood than it does to me. Because when I stop to take a picture or video, they all act like they want to come and attack me. And the only problem is I don't have my machete in the car. I don't have my gun in the car. All I have is a video. And if the police come, the first thing they say, oh, we see you have a concealed carry. And it's almost like you would think because you have a concealed carry, you're considered to be a more prominent citizen. Because in British society, in other societies, you have to go through so many hoops to own a gun and to have 50 bullets. You would think here in the United States, if you have a concealed carry, it means that your background has been checked. You're not a felon. You're not a criminal. You're an upstanding citizen. And like my son to me, he said, Dad, his son said, Dad, here you are. You did things right. You raised a family. You followed the rules. You followed the law. And look what they're doing to you. Look what they've done to you. And I said to him, I said, son, do not despair. Do not despair because you know me and you know the power of my prayer. You know the power of my voodoo. Don't worry. We will set things straight. Because we, man, woman, and woman and man, we are the gods of the earth. We are the ones who make the rules. We are the ones who implement the rules. We are the ones who crucify and persecute each other. What have I done to you? Nothing. I have simply called you to account where you have needed to be called to account. When you all killed my wife and didn't account for her and still have to account for her. When you came after me for shooting a video at a pool, and you came after me for taking a video from my front door. All things that are protected. Now that's how I know the Constitution does not apply to us. It does not apply to me in particular. And when you conducted an unwarranted search of my backyard on the 27th of June, and you walked into my house through the garage because the access door was open with your dirty shoes on, violating the sanctity of this great temple. This is a temple. This ain't no regular home. This is a fucking church. This is a fucking Jewish temple that you step your foot in with your dirty boots. to humiliate me. But my God, the God of Israel that never sleeps and never slumbers, will never let me down. Auntie Ines, Mama Sin, Granny, Fedeline Sukuya, tout c'est la même moun sa, an la mort, an la vie, yo tout ka gade pou mwen, paski ou pas sa touche mwen. Et puis si jou a vini, la ou touche mwen, ou ni pou tue mwen. Puis si ou pas tue mwen, la ou mwen viwe, ou tape ou fini. Ou fini, ou fini. Puis ini pli mauvais bagay an la terre qui sa fait, qui la mort. Parce que si vous voulez tuer moi, tuez moi. Oui, moi, je dis, jodi a même, ou que ouais, qui la vie ou, ka pa ka aller bien encore, parce que ça vous fait assez moins. Et là, on June 27th, 2023. God bless you as always. May Israel be blessed and protected. May the people in Israel able to settle their differences, and dictatorship and the erosion of democracy may not occur. And may Israel continue to become more great and more perfect and evolve into a truly democratic country that embraces a diversity of people and a diversity of religions. Because no one would tolerate the United States of America saying that it's a country for Christians only or a country for Muslims only. God bless you. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.